What's up, my comic comrades? Today we continue covering the Batman title with the two latest issues as of shooting this video, issues 110 and 111. But if you haven't read previous issues or watched our videos on them covering issues 106, 107, 108, and 109, you can do that by clicking the link right here. With that said, as of now, we're entering spoiler territory for the most current Batman story arc titled The Cowardly Lot. Okay, now that you've been warned, issue 109 left off with Batman and Peacekeeper squaring off against one another after Saint set off an explosion to frame the Unsanity Collective to force Mayor Nakano into letting him release his magistrate program, aka the Peacekeepers. With all that said, let's see where issues 110 and 111 take us. Issue 110 starts off the same way every first page of the story has been starting off, with Batman at some point in the future hallucinating on Scarecrow's fear toxin. We see Batman telling himself, "This isn't real. This isn't real. Remember, Bruce." Batman then asks Scarecrow, "How are you doing this?" Scarecrow replies, "I didn't do anything, Batman. I'm not a participant. I'm an observer, a scientist. Gotham is changing." As Batman falls to the ground on top of hay, he then looks up seeing a gigantic Scarecrow saying, "The fear state is nearly upon us." Meanwhile, in the present, we see Gotham news anchors reporting on the explosion that Saint set off at the end of issue 109. But remember, no one knows it was him besides himself, the Peacekeepers, and Batman. And we're seeing this as Batman gives Peacekeeper a right hook to the face. Simon calls the mayor saying, "I saw the explosion from my office window, Mayor Nakano. I would like to put my Peacekeepers in the field at once. I feel confident we can bring this chaos to a swift and orderly end." Nakano responds, "And what about Batman if he gets between your Peacekeepers and the bombers?" Saint responds, "If anyone interferes with our investigation, I assure you the magistrate will bring them to justice." So like I just told you at the beginning of this video, this is Saint's whole plan, setting off that explosion at City Hall to frame the Unsanity Collective to force the mayor to let him use his magistrate. Meanwhile, back at the Unsanity Collective headquarters, Miracle Molly says they're gonna blame all of this on us. What we represent is far too dangerous for the city to allow it to exist. And their leader, Master Wise, agrees, saying, "Yes, we make useful scapegoats." Molly then says, "We need to reach out to Batman for help." But one of the other members named Breaker says, "No, we can't trust him. We need to trust ourselves." Meanwhile, we get more news reports with an anchor saying, "The attack on Gotham comes after a series of threats against the mayor and major city landmarks by the costumed supervillain known as the Scarecrow." Rumors are flying that the attack on City Hall may be the next phase in the villain's war on Gotham. We then get another panel of Batman fighting Peacekeeper 01, and right after this, we're brought to the mayor's office where Commissioner Montoya tells him it's a bad idea you giving Saint Industries too much power too quickly. He tells her they just tried to blow up City Hall, Montoya. There could be a fear gas attack in the city at any moment. The GCPD can't handle this alone. They need heroes they can trust. Sean Mahoney will be that kind of hero, as well as Saint's Peacekeepers. Now stop arguing with me and start putting people on the ground at every site the Scarecrow has threatened. Saint's people will be in touch to coordinate any arrests. We then see him make a call where he tells someone to start leaking the existence of the magistrate program to the press, so people know he's doing something. Elsewhere, we see Oracle trying to get in touch with Batman, but to no avail. So she puts a message out to the Bat family saying, "This is Oracle. I want all you standing by on high alert." Something big is going down in the city right now, and Batman is out of commission. At which point, we see Nightwing respond telling Oracle, "I'm on my way." We then get another news report where an anchor is saying we're getting unconfirmed reports from City Hall that Mayor Nakano is partnering with Simon Saint for a new peacekeeping operation in Gotham City. As we get a massive panel of the Magistrate Skybase 01 hovering 5,000 feet above Gotham City. We then see Director Saint arrive via helicopter, and once inside, he tells his team, "Pull up Mahoney's vitals. I want to see how our Peacekeeper is holding up in action." Elsewhere, we are taken to where Batman and Peacekeeper 01 are fighting, with Peacekeeper saying, "I know you think you're helping, Batman. I know you think you made this city better, but you don't know how many people are hurting out there, how scared they are. When I was a kid, I didn't have to worry about being firebombed by a loser in a clown mask. You did that. You opened the door to all of this. The people of Gotham City deserve some peace. They deserve some order. They deserve better than you." At which point, Batman swoops down feet first from the rafters into Peacekeeper. Batman then says, "Simon Saint just bombed City Hall, Sean. If you want order, how could you stand by and let that happen?" Peacekeeper just tells him, "Who do you think planted the bomb, Batman? You think Mr. Saint just walked down there himself?" He explained his vision of tomorrow and my role in it, and I'm playing the part gladly. I thought you were supposed to be some kind of detective. He then grabs Batman by the face and slams him into the wall, saying, "I made sure nobody was gonna get hurt. Mr. Saint just wanted to shake folks up enough to let us do the work that needs doing. It's not like you were going to round up those Unsanity losers." Peacekeeper then continues to assault Batman, telling him his methods don't work, and the city of Gotham doesn't trust him anymore. At this point, Batman finally gets a hit in, kicking Peacekeeper's head and shooting him with his grapnel gun. The two continue to fight, with Batman asking, "What do you think's going to happen here, Mahoney? You arrest me, unmask me, and the people of Gotham cheer?" He responds saying, "I'm not going to arrest you, Batman. I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to take down your hippie friends, and we're going to tell the world they killed you." Batman responds, "Try it," as the two charge each other and continue to fight. As the fight continues, Peacekeeper says, "You can't win here. My armor is compensating for every hit. It's getting smarter, learning how to beat you. I'm sorry, Batman, you don't measure up against the future of crime fighting. Batman then catches his punch with one hand saying, oh yeah, while uppercutting Peacekeeper 01 saying, tell the future of crime fighting to get better neck support. Peacekeeper responds, maybe I will, but you're gonna need a few more tricks up your sleeve to get away from me. Batman then grabs a remote from his utility belt saying, fair, as we see him set off explosions in Saint Industries Tower. After this, we see Harley Quinn and Ghostmaker in his Ghost Stream flying by the building with Ghostmaker saying, those explosions went off in a particular order. It's a message in Morse code, something one of me and Batman's mentors taught us many years ago. Batman then runs and leaps out the building with Ghostmaker popping his head out of his ship, saying, Oracle, please inform the rest of your little Bat family that if we both die here, it was his fault and not mine. As we learn, Batman's message in Morse code was to tell Ghostmaker, I'm running out the building and you're gonna have to catch me in freefall before I hit the pavement. Which of course Ghostmaker ultimately does, with Batman saying, thank you. Ghostmaker replies, that was wildly irresponsible. If I hadn't been in position, but Batman interrupts saying, I would have figured something else out, because Batman. We then see a panel of Peacekeeper 01 staring down at Batman, with Batman staring back up at him, and Peacekeeper tells Saint, I don't want to let him get away. I want to hurt him. But Saint tells him there will be plenty of time for people to hurt. Right now, we must save Gotham City first. With Batman now in the Ghostmaker ship called the Ghost Stream, Harley says, that news report just said that the magistrate recruited Sean Mahoney to be one of their peacekeepers. She goes on to say there was a lot of bad working guards in Arkham, wannabe tough guys who wanted to play cops getting off on tormenting the inmates. But Mahoney was a sadist. Insecurities in all the wrong places. He kept getting in trouble with Dr. Arkham for roughing up inmates. And we're talking about all the way back when I was a doctor there, not just in padded cells. Why are the news channels not reporting on that? Batman says most of Arkham's records were destroyed in A-Day, including their personnel files. To the rest of Gotham, he's a hero. Harley then says, this city is messed up in the head, and I can officially give a diagnosis because I'm a doctor, and because I'm messed up in the head. Then Batman says we need to bring him down quickly and we can't lose sight of Scarecrow in all of this. He's working with Simon Saint and Mahoney, but it's still not clear what he's trying to gain from any of this. After this, we see that the Peacekeepers and Mahoney have tracked down the Insanity Collective, particularly Miracle Molly, but she says, I surrender, I promise, we all will. Squeak is just a kid. We have plenty of innocent people here who don't know how to fight. Take us in peacefully, I promise, we won't resist. So Peacekeeper 01 just radios into Saint saying, we're getting met with armed resistance requesting the option to use lethal force to apprehend the terrorists known as the Unsanity Collective. At which point Saint responds, request granted. And with that, issue 110 ends, so let's jump into issue 111. Issue 111 starts off again the same way every issue from this story starts off, with Batman hallucinating on fear toxin telling the Scarecrow, I won't let you win. Scarecrow then says, I'm healing the city. I'm teaching you how to be better. I'm teaching you too, Batman. Soon, you'll see. We are then brought back to where the last issue left off and see Peacekeeper 01 and the rest of the Peacekeepers about to kill Miracle Molly and the rest of the Unsanity Collective. Molly asks Peacekeeper 01 if she could say bye to Squeak, her kid friend, and he replies, fine, just make it quick. But what she's really doing is giving Squeak some tech that allows her to scream like Black Canary, blowing back all of the Peacekeepers. At this point, Molly and Squeak start running for it, but the Peacekeepers get back up and start shooting at them. But luckily for Molly and Squeak, Breaker, the Unsanity Collective's enforcer, gets up and starts attacking Peacekeeper 01, buying them some time, but Molly gets grazed on the side by a bullet from all the gunfire. Ultimately, Molly and Squeak make it back to the panic room where Mr. Wise and the rest of the collective are. And Molly tells Wise, Squeak got shot. She needs to see a doctor. She needs to get out of here. But he looks at the surveillance camera saying, if Breaker falls, I don't know who could possibly save us. We then get a double-page spread where Batman, Harley Quinn, and Ghostmaker come to the rescue. With Harley Quinn saying, that's right, you bastards, you don't mess with the Bat family unless you want to get hit with a bat. As the three of them lay into the Peacekeepers, Ghostmaker tells Batman, I must say, I do like your friend. Batman replies, focus you two, with Harley saying, come on, that was funny. Bat family, get it? Oracle then radios in and tells Batman, those drones, they're broadcasting the fight on Gotham News. She continues to say, the headlines say Batman has sided with the villains of Gotham City. Someone is speculating mind control, social media shouting theories that you planted the bomb at City Hall. At this point, Peacekeeper 01 comes charging at Batman, but he just body tosses him, after which Molly says, Batman, I need your help. I got a kid with a bullet wound, Master Wise, and about a dozen Unsanity Collective members. I need your help to get them out of here. Please, Batman, they will die if we can't get them medical help. Breaker then gets back up saying, I'll hold Peacekeeper off, with Batman yelling, Ghostmaker, open the door to the Ghost Stream. We're evacuating everyone we can. Batman then leads the collective into the Ghostmaker ship, with Harley saying, everyone get into the weird spaceship plane thing. And luckily for Batman, he's able to get everyone on Ghostmaker's plane and away to safety. This pisses off Peacekeeper 01, who says no, they're getting away, but Saint tells him over the radio, stand down, Peacekeeper 01. We still have the upper hand. It's time for the grand finale. Do you know where to go? He replies, yeah, I do. We then see Mayor Nakano on the news saying, people of Gotham City, I'm speaking to you now to tell you that Peacekeeper 01 and his forces within the magistrate have just apprehended several key members of the terrorist organization known as the Unsanity Collective. I have the assurance from the magistrate team that they have determined the location of the arch criminal known as the Scarecrow, based on the intelligence they retrieved from his allies. But I was disheartened to see the so-called hero Batman fighting alongside the Scarecrow's forces of terror. And so I have made a difficult decision. Effective immediately, I'm expanding the authority of the magistrate to dismantle all costume crime and vigilantism in Gotham. I swear to each and every one of you, I will bring peace and order to our city. Elsewhere, we see Ghostmaker got the Unsanity Collective to safety and is stabilizing Squeak. Miracle Molly then speaks up saying all the Unsanity Collective ever wanted was to offer a way for people of the city to free themselves from trauma. But those people, Saint and the others, they're trying to make the trauma permanent. They're gonna break this city. Then Batman speaks up saying, I need to take care of Scarecrow. His game has gone on way too long. Harley then asks, wait, you know where he is? He tells her, I managed to slip a tracking device on Peacekeeper 01's suit, and his trajectory is headed straight to Arkham Asylum. This is the end of Saint's play to get the city on his side, but there's a chance I could still bring him in first and reveal the truth about the magistrate before Nakano makes them a permanent fixture of Gotham City. We are then taken to Arkham Asylum, where we see the Scarecrow watching Batman arrive via monitors somewhere inside the asylum. On the next page, we see Peacekeeper standing in front of Scarecrow with a hologram of Saint telling Scarecrow, I must say, Dr. Crane, this has all gone even better than I had hoped when I first recruited you for the job. You certainly know how to play the city like a fiddle. Now let Peacekeeper 01 arrest you for the cameras, and don't worry, I've already worked out the finicky details. I will hire you in an official capacity as a consultant to the magistrate to prevent future attacks. Isn't it wonderful to see it all come together? Scarecrow then responds, ha, you are so scared, Simon. I just managed to push one of the largest cities in the country to a level of fear you could only hope for in wartime. I have waited so long for this moment, why would I allow you to de-escalate? No, this is the moment to push them further, into a true fear state. And then beyond. At this point, Simon says, he's gone rogue. Peacekeeper 01, arrest him. But Scarecrow says no, that won't be happening, as he busts open Peacekeeper 01's helmet and injects his face with the highest dose of fear toxin he's ever administered to a single human being, as said by Scarecrow himself. Scarecrow continues to say, I'm incredibly curious to see the effect. I would have tried it on myself, of course, but I think the side effects may be permanent. But don't worry, young man, I'm a doctor. Now injected with fear toxin, Scarecrow terrifies Peacekeeper 01, which causes him to run away. Simon then throws up as he realizes things have taken a terrible turn for him. Meanwhile, back in Arkham, Batman tries to sneak up on Scarecrow, but it doesn't work, with Scarecrow saying, there is no use in pretending you're not there. I've upgraded my technology. I could feel your mind. I could feel how scared you are. Scarecrow then presses a button that causes Batman to fall from the ceiling. Once Batman lands, Scarecrow tells him, there, that's better. I never liked the students who chose the seats in the back of the classroom. You can absorb the lesson better the closer you are. I have a lesson to teach all of Gotham City about fear, Batman, and you get to be my first pupil. As he hovers over Batman ready to inject him with fear toxin. And that, my friends, is the end of issue 111. What can I say? I'm digging the story arc. I'm a big fan of Scarecrow, so I'm loving that Tynan is putting him at the forefront. Also, I'm liking Simon Saint and the Peacekeepers. They're an interesting and compelling new force for Gotham. But after 6 issues giving us a glimpse of the future with Batman being dosed by the Scarecrow's fear toxin, it's finally nice to see that happen with the last 3 pages of issue 111. And even better than that, the end of the issue finally leads into the event over a year in the making, the Fear State event, which has already begun with Batman Fear State Alpha 1. And don't worry, we're going to be covering that here on the channel. But what do you guys think of this Batman story arc thus far? Are you liking it like I am? Let us know in the comments. First up for the week of September 14th, we have The Joker issue 7, The Joker Visits Paris. Gordon must get to the Joker ahead of the Sampsons, but has the Clown Prince of Crime set an ambush for his pursuers. Plus, Barbara fights for her life after her introduction to the new talent. Now we have Star Wars Darth Vader issue 16. All of Darth Vader's careful scheming and brutal power moves to claim Han Solo's frozen body have one ultimate goal: Luke Skywalker, the only person who could challenge Vader's primacy at the Emperor's side. Here we have Future State Gotham issue 5. Captured and surrounded by psychopaths, Red Hood and the next Batman must battle each other to the death. It's a throwdown for the ages. And finally, we have Batman 89 issue 2. A showdown in Burnside leaves both Batman and the Gotham Bureau reeling. As the community rallies together behind Harvey Dent, can Bruce find a way forward for both Batman and the city? And that's gonna bring today's episode of Variant to a close. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, subscribe, like, and comment. It always helps the channel out. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.